Hi, this is Chris from the Have River Berry Farm. This is our third Haskap orchard, and I've done a few videos on this one already. This is our first one for 2023, and it's just more or less an update. This orchard produced really well for us last year. We pulled about 1,200 pounds off of 5 rows. I think that's would have been roughly around 400 plants actually. So very productive, these plants. This particular varieties for us. But I wanted to show you, we do have a problem in this orchard from time to time where a healthy Haskap plant will just suddenly fail. And you can see this one here, a lot of dead stuff on it, and for some reason it was doing great and then it just died. It could be disease, it could be a vole, it could be June bug larva. You can see one branch is still healthy with lots of berries on them. So what do you do when this happens in your orchard or your plants? So what we'll do is when we're done our harvest, we will trim everything off this plant and just leave maybe a couple of inches, and it should come back. If it doesn't, we have to replace it. How do you know if your Haskap plants are happy? Well, you can see very nice green foliage. We have some insect damage, but nothing too heavy. And when I look underneath, this is what I want to see. This particular varieties, they're pretty good producers. And I'd have to look. This is a Maxine Thompson variety, and you can see pretty good berry clustering. We do have other varieties of hers that are absolutely loaded, and I think you can kind of see. So we'll get pretty decent yield off of this plant. This row has been okay. Pretty happy with what we get off of this row. Right now we're just waiting for our berries to ripen. At the moment, everything is still pretty green inside. Brix is, you can see here, you can see how green he is. For us, that's not good enough. We want to see him change a bit of color. Usually when it starts to turn yellowish purple, it's better. But the Brix is only 12 at the moment, so definitely not quite ready yet, but another few more days should be good. Other than that, this orchard has been really good. These are late to or mid to late varieties, grow zone 6A. Sometimes it gets, we have milder winters and it gets much warmer in the winters, so not as cool. It'll be close to 7B, and these varieties work perfect in that in that range, no problem. We did have an orchard further out front where we had, I've put videos on that, where we've had trouble with those plants. Those varieties we've now removed because we have 1,000 plants in the ground and we get 120 pounds of berries, and it's just not compared to these ones, just not good enough. You can see these are roughly 4 to 5 feet tall. These plants will get much larger, and I don't know if you can see through the bird netting, if we're going to get a focus through there, but these guys are absolutely loaded with berries. So the harvest off this particular row should be really good. You can see some areas we've used, if we have a hole in the net, it's very easy. Just use a few tie wraps, quick fix, and it's done. We do get raccoons. They will chew a hole through the netting and they will go in and eat berries. Even a rabbit. We've even got a rabbit that likes to chew holes in the net for some reason. They could be, we didn't notice them eating any berries, but perhaps there's other food they want, or they're denning, or who knows what they're doing. But yeah, we can get various issues. But we expect, yeah, next week we'll start to harvest on this one. And really no other major issues. Probably going to look at our nutrient management plan a little bit for some of the varieties. I see some of the leaves are a little bit smaller than I'd like to see on some of them. Yeah, the grass gets a bit long. When we get the nets off, then we'll, trim everything up, make everything look good again. Do some mulching. You can see, perhaps you can see through the netting here. Good clustering, really good berry clustering on these guys. So big producers of the Maxine Thompson varieties. On most of their varieties are quite large producers. Quite happy with how these go. The only thing I find with these varieties is the berries will drop very easily. So if you have a really windy location, I would say these are not a good variety for windy location. This orchard is very sheltered. You can see we're surrounded by a boreal forest, lots of tall trees the whole way around. This protects it from wind. The only wind we get is from this direction, and it's not normally strong enough to cause any issues for us here. But just some things to keep in mind with this type of variety. If you have any questions about what varieties you should plant in your area, it's before you go spend thousands and thousands of dollars to establish an orchard, I would grab a bunch of varieties, spend a few $100s, grow them for a bit, see how they're going to react in your area, and see what your wind conditions are like, or talk to as many Haskap growers already and find out how they're making out and what kind of challenges they have. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.